Dr. Lissa Rankin is a world-famous medical doctor and best-selling author of the book Mind Over Medicine. She has also written another very popular book titled The Anatomy of a Calling, a doctor's journey from the head to the heart and a prescription for finding your life's purpose. In this article, Dr. Rankin gives us 10 signs that we have found our calling in life. Number 1. You'll realize you've been training for your calling since the moment you were born. Even the gritty things, the disappointments, the regrets, the screw-ups, they were all prepping you for what you're now being called to do. You'll realize that the divorce or the bankruptcy, the death of your loved one, the failure, the rejection, it was all just school. These things taught you the lessons your soul needed to learn in order to be who you're now being called to be. Number 2, mystical things will start happening. You might be tempted to write them off as just coincidence, but they're too perfect. Too exactly what you need in that particular moment. Too much like miracles to call them accidents. The synchronicities will fill you with a sense of wonder because they're proof positive that you're being guided, that you're not in this alone, that someone is moving mountains to ensure that your mission is a success. Number 3, when you get off course, you get redirected. Doors you long to walk through will slam shut. If you take the wrong fork in the road, your path will be littered with barbed wire and mustard gas and dragons and sharp knives lining the path. You will get the hint that you've made a wrong turn, steering yourself off course from your date with destiny. The deal will fall through, the money will run out, the mentor who's been providing the magical gifts won't follow you onto the wrong path. People won't sign up. You'll be rerouted just as magically as you were steered to your calling in the first place. Number 4, you'll be guided by ease, even in the face of obstacles. When you find yourself struggling to get through an obstacle-ridden forest, it can be hard to tell. Is your commitment just being tested, or have you veered off course? Obstacles can be part of the growth process, the cultivation of your inner hero, a necessary part of your hero's journey. But they can also be signs that you've made a wrong turn. How can you tell the difference? The guidepost you can trust is a sense of movement towards ease. If the challenges are mounting, things are getting worse, one hard struggle is piling upon the other, you've probably gotten seduced off course from your true calling, and the universe is just waiting patiently, twiddling divine thumbs, because you have free will. But never give up faith that you will find your way back to your calling, which will always lead you to your own holy grail. When you're back on track, things start to flow again. Number 5, magical mentors will appear just in the nick of time. Just when you need it most, the right people will show up, with just the tools you'll need to support you and your journey in an almost mystical way. Number 6, your health is likely to improve. You may notice fewer cravings for unhealthy foods, you'll have more energy from moving your body, aches and pains that used to plague you might disappear, you'll feel less tired, and chronic illnesses you may be battling for years may start to get better. Take Andy Mackey, for example. At 59 years old, Andy Mackey had undergone 9 heart surgeries and was taking 15 medicines to try to keep himself alive. But the medicines left him feeling tired and horrible, so one day he told his doctors he wanted to stop the drugs. They told him if he did, he would die within a year. So Andy decided if he was dying, he wanted to do something he'd always wanted to do. So he took the money he would have spent on his medicines and used it to buy 300 harmonicas, and he gave them away to children, complete with harmonica lessons. The following month he was still alive, so he bought another 300 harmonicas. 13 years and 20,000 harmonicas later, Andy Mackey finally passed away. Number 7, you may find that money flows in just as you're ready to throw in the towel. I'm not suggesting that you won't wind up in debt or staring at an empty bank account when you used to have a full one. But if you're on the right path, you won't wind up living under that freeway overpass near what used to be your nice house. And you may find that money appears almost magically once you're really ready to jump in and you're in the dead center of your life's purpose. Number 8, you may feel strangely peaceful, even when you have every reason to be anxious. Everyone around you will likely think you're crazy. A part of you will agree with them, but a wise inner knowing, that part of you I call your inner pilot light, will be so comforted by the fact that you're finally on the path to your purpose that you may feel unusually calm until your rational mind kicks in. Our souls long to express what we're here on this earth to express, and when you finally fall into alignment with your calling, your soul does a little happy dance. It may appear as if everything else in your life is falling apart, but you'll have this sense of peace, a huge relief that at last, finally, you know what you're here and what you're called to do. Number 9. The universe will roll out the red carpet. When you're being called to do what is needed for the highest good of all beings, the universe will bend over backwards to hand you whatever you need on a silver platter. No request is too big or too small. A copywriter may volunteer to help you just when you were thinking you needed to write a sales page. Someone will donate a printer when it's time for you to print a flyer. You'll feel so supported, so lucky, that you'll know you're on track, even if you're not quite clear what you're on track to do. Number 10, your people will find you. Few can fulfill a calling alone. Most of us need a tribe to lift us up as we do brave, scary, world-changing things. But don't worry, when you're really on purpose, your people will find you. If only you're courageous enough to be vulnerable about what you're being called to do. Do any of these sound familiar? Have you found your calling? Or are you still looking for it? If you've found your calling, yay! The world needs you. Blessings to you on your hero's journey. If you haven't, don't worry. It will come soon.